Hello everyone, peace of Christ to all. In this video we are going to answer someone look like he have a mental issue and he keep calling names, especially for the Christians. Uh, uh, like, when somebody try to teach you something, uh, that is more than welcome. Somebody trying to correct you, that's really lovely. But somebody is just trying to insult and trying to make himself like he is above, high in the sky, and everyone else is down. That is a person he deserves spanking. So let us do spanking. Like I was trying to avoid this person, but he's like between my legs always. Like wherever I go, I found him here and there. He obviously have a mental issue. By the way, I like your picture. Keep smiling. If you ask a Christian where I can find wilderness in the Bible and how does pertain to the last days, they would not be able to answer. And why? Because they preach demonic rapture doctrine. Plus, they don't follow Jesus of the Bible. They follow Rome. Wow, Rome. What Rome is that? Who is the one who belonged to Rome we follow? You see, I asked this guy, what is your religion? He never answered because obviously he's ashamed of it. It sounds like something fishy, something dirty, something disgusting. Because I don't see any reason to keep hiding your belief. What is your belief? You tell us what. For me, it sounds like you are just a racist person. I don't know, I saw many of your comments. Now, the wilderness in the Bible. What is the wilderness in the Bible? Supposedly he want to show you that he is very well educated about the Bible, the wilderness of the Bible. Listen, you see, you are not a Muslim maybe, but you are an Abdul still. Every statement in the Bible, it have two faces, either physical or spiritual. So if you are asking about the physical, I think the answer is very easy. If you are talking about this, the spiritual, well, when people they are, seeking something, they seek knowledge. They seek to know God by speaking to Him, let us say, one-to-one. It depends what you want. So the wilderness of the Bible is what for you? Simply, I do not know what is the question is, so I can answer you. For sure now he will say, see, they do not know. Right? You did not know. What is the wilderness? Here we go. I ask him, he do not know. The wilderness is something appear in the Bible in many places. Most of the time it's referred to a place or location, but this is not for a specific location. Like in Hebrew it's called Barshaba or Barshiba. But it can be any place where it is not a place of inhabitants where people live, or there is a crowd of people live. Mostly it's an empty place. It's a desert. It's a place where a human is not easy to found or to find. In the same time, those who seek God, they go, and let us say monks in the old days or prophets, they used to go in the wilderness, the same as even Jesus, himself, he went in the wilderness and he fasted for 40 days, which means staying away from everything, and you focus in what you want. Like you want to know God, you want to talk to God, depend who you are. But here he's saying to us where we can find the wilderness in the Bible and how does it pertain to the last day. They would not be able to answer because of the rapture. What the rapture have to do with this? So obviously he don't believe in the rapture, right? Okay, don't believe in it. By the way, for people like this man who have a mental issue, if the rapture is true to happen or not, that will not change any our faith. It's about just about the way how God will take us. Everyone he can come with his own interpretation if you want, but that will not change anything still. Judgment day will come, and those who they belong to him, they will be with him. The promises of the Messiah is so clear. How we will go to heaven, this is not important. God will take us by a train, will take us by airplane, will take us by balloon. That is just for the naive people like you to focus on it so much because simply you have nothing to say. Interpretation of people can come with millions of interpretation for the same chapter because simply it's a vision. And this vision is speaking about something in a mysterious way. There's no details saying exactly what will happen. So, because it is this way, it is, and I believe it's meant to be this way. So people, they can give their interpretation, and whatever interpretation they have, it might be wrong or right, still it is not a sin. For God himself did not tell us exactly how it's going to be. So you can try to understand those verses in a spiritual way. And then he continued. We follow Rome. Why we follow Rome? I don't know what the rapture have to do with Rome. What do you mean Rome? Is that something that the Pope? Christianity is not coming from Rome. Actually, Rome follow the Christians of the Middle East, not the opposite. Which means Christianity is coming from the apostles of Christ, who they are Middle Eastern men, not from Rome. They are not even Roman citizen. Someone will say to you, Paul, he was a Roman citizen. He was a Jew. And he is from the Jew. All the apostles of Jesus, they were Jews. As simple as that. Like me, myself today, I am an American citizen. However, I am a Middle Eastern. As simple as that. I can be an American citizen, and in the same time, there is something you cannot take away from me. It is my blood. So Paul was a Jew, and nobody can deny that. Now we continue. He say, if you ask Christians, if you are under the grace doctrine and no longer under the law, then why God tell Isaiah he will destroy the world because they broke the law? They are so stupid, they could not answer. Let me show you that you are the one is stupid, not us. When God he gave a law for a nation, this nation have to follow. As simple as that. As an example, just to show you how dumb you are, God made a covenant with Abraham. I am not from the children of Abraham. Abraham and his seeds. Read the Bible carefully and you will see he made a covenant with Abraham and his seeds. I am not from Abraham. God did not make a covenant with me in any way, in anything. The words of the gospel is so clear. The Old Testament and the New Testament. But as I say always, there's a statement they say in China, he left as a donkey, he never came back as a horse. So this person, he is the same as the Bible speak about those who carry books in the top of their back, but they do not understand it. The same as a donkey who carry gospel and Old Testament in the top of his back, but he cannot understand them. Actually, even the Quran speak about this, trying to copy us. So obviously he's trying to say to you, I'm a Pharisee, even though he is black, he has nothing to do with the Jews. But yet there's some people, they think they are Jews, and they think even the Jews are black, which is very stupid and very racist, actually. For me, I don't care if the Jews are black or white or yellow or orange. This is the last thing to even to worry about. This is one of the stupidity of those people. However, the law of God, as an example, was given in certain time to Adam and Eve not to eat apples. Do we eat apples today? Do the Jews eat apples? God kicked them out of heaven for eating an apple. For sure, he will say to me, because it was certain tree, certain apple. Well, yet it's an apple. For breaking the law of God, God kicked you away from heaven. But that law was given to who? To Adam and Eve. I eat today from any tree, any apple. God did not tell me, forbid me from eating from apples. The law was given to the Jews. It was given to the Jews. However, there is part of the of the law which is not valid no more. As an example, if we go back even before the Jews, you will see the children of Adam, and even after that, they are marrying their own sister, and there was no problem with that, all the way to Abraham. Marrying your sister. Can we marry our sister today? So obviously, those people don't understand that the law changed, and the law is not fixed. The law is made for the man, not the man made for the law. Same as Sabbath is made for the man, not the man made for Sabbath. But when a donkey want to teach you about the gospel, what you expect? Many stupid ones, they think that God, he made Sabbath for himself. The fact God, he made Sabbath for the man, not for himself. He do not need the Sabbath. Which means it was for your benefit. The reason for Saturday or Sabbath, actually Sabbath is not Saturday, by the way. The Jews are very greedy people. They love money. It's not a secret, and nothing changed. Until now, they are the same. So God, he wanted them to give a day to their own. And even they have slaves, they don't give them a day break. They forgot about God, they forget about resting, they forget about being a human being, and they became a money machine. This is why we see that Jesus himself is explaining what is Sabbath is for in Mark 2 verse I think 27. When Jesus, he told them, you know, Sabbath, it was made for the man, not man made for the Sabbath. And this was for what? Jesus himself is breaking the Sabbath. Jesus himself is breaking the Sabbath. Obviously, those Jews, they have a wrong understanding for the Sabbath. So when a donkey like this man, he come to me, I'm not insulting by the way, but he keep calling us names and tons of days, like until now for the last a few months, and I let it go. It is time to show him his size. So when Jesus in Mark 2, he says that Sabbath, it was not made for God, it was made for the man. Was Jesus breaking the law of God? He was breaking Sabbath, not the law of God. How? Obviously, the Jews didn't understand what Sabbath is for. They made the Sabbath holy more than God himself, and they start worshipping the Sabbath when the Sabbath originally it was made for the man, for the benefit of the man, not for the benefit of God. God do not need Sabbath. Actually, time for God means nothing. Our Lord is out of time. When Jesus said, your sin is forgiven, and he is forgiving sin, and he is doing good, and he is doing miracles, and he is acting great in Sabbath, that was not good news for the Pharisee, because those people, they worship the law, they don't worship God. And they took the law as a piece of ice, became so solid to the point it's lost its sense and the human touch of it. The law was made for the man, not the opposite. God do not need law. When he was passing, by some Pharisees. They saw Jesus, he is eating with the sinner, and he is with those who they are tax collectors. So they start looking down at Jesus. What kind of Jesus this guy? He is breaking everything. You should not eat with the sinners. And they said to him, why the tax collector and the sinners with you? Then Jesus, he said to them, the one is strong. He do not need a physician, a doctor. The one who is being sick is the one who need me. So those stupid ones, they think that God, he come only for the healthy one, not for the sick one. And if you are healthy, it's mean for them the one who do not do anything which doesn't sound going by the law. We should stay away from the sinner. Those are sick ones. We should stay away from the tax collector. Those are bad. We hate them. The tax collectors, they are doing their job. They are not bad people. And you see that when Jesus try to do anything in Sabbath, those people, they get upset. So if this guy was exist in the time of Jesus, he called himself Uncle Truth. I will call him Joe Bite Me, because each time he talk, he bite. If he was exist in the time of Jesus, he will say to Jesus the same as those Pharisees. They said, what are you doing in the Sabbath? Behold, why do they that which unlawful in the Sabbath? Like, why you do that? Then Jesus said to them, oh, it look like you do not know even your own book. Didn't you read what David did? What David did? I'm sure he do not know what David did, huh? Do you? I think if you go to the book of Samuel, First Samuel, I think, you will see where it's speaking about David, and obviously David, he acted the same as Jesus too. But no Jews dare to question David. David the king, nobody question him, but Jesus the poor man, we will question him. And this is how the hypocrisy of those people, you know. When you are a king like David, you can do whatever you want, and nobody complain, and nobody consider David as a bad person. So Jesus said to them, the Sabbath was made on account for the man. It's for the man, for the benefit of the man. Not the man was made for the Sabbath. So when a donkey come to us, he carry a book in the top of his back, does not mean he understand the books he is carrying. For he is a donkey, he will live as a donkey, and he will never come back as a horse. And doesn't matter how many books he carry in the top of his back, still he do not know what those books mean. Then he say here to us, if you under the grace of doctrine and no longer under law, then why did God tell Isaiah, etc., they are so stupid, etc.? The grace without law doctrine means person get work salvation by their own hands, and not restricted in any law. You know, this is very stupid, naive statement of a donkey like this, but obviously this donkey trying to be smart. Uh, the law never give you salvation. The Jews are not saved because they are following the law. The Jews, they are saved for believing in God and practicing the law. Faith come first and the law come with it. For if you don't follow the law, it's mean you don't have faith in the law itself and the one who gave you the law. However, the law was given to the Jews. Some they will say to us, are you saying that Jesus, he said, I came to fulfill, not to abolish? This is true. But Jesus, in the same time, he was speaking to the Jews and he speaks to us too. There's a law for the Jews and there was a law have nothing to do with us. And we will give you some examples. You will see that there's many verses in the gospel. As an example, Jesus said to you, it's been said to you, eye for an eye. But I say to you. That was a practice of Moses. Jesus, he is not a prophet who is breaking the law. He is the Lord who is making law. He's speaking with authority. Same as God, he gave a law to Abraham to fulfill. Same as God asked Abraham to sacrifice. It was a law. And the Jews, they follow and they sacrifice too. But for us, we do not need to sacrifice. For the sacrifice for us is done. Same as God, he gave a covenant to a man and his seeds. God did not give a covenant for us and our seed in the same way he gave it to the Jews. So this guy, he thinks that everyone in the world is under the law of the Jews. Some of the law will continue forever until the judgment day, but some of the law is made specifically for the Jews. As an example, you know, the law of God, don't commit murder, don't do adultery, don't, those they will continue. Those have nothing to do with one nation. This is for all mankind. There's many things the Jews, they do as rituals, have nothing to do even with the law of God. Should we follow it blindly? There's books the Jews they have, like the Talmud, which have nothing to do with God, and actually it's very bad books, written by rabbis. Should we follow it too, just because the Jews they follow it? And if Jesus himself is breaking the Sabbath, not breaking the law, and he explained why. For the Sabbath was made for the man, not the man made for the Sabbath. So obviously, you and those Jews, you have a wrong understanding even for the Sabbath. And that can go as for the rest of the law. Speaking to the sinners, being with the sinners, being with the tax collectors, speaking to someone is not considered to be clean. You know, those are people who show off. For they are fake and they are hypocrites. You know, we can give many examples about God, law, and things Jesus, he explained to us. As an example, when people, they came to stone the women to death, that was the law. It was the law. What Jesus said to them? If one of you do not have a sin, throw your rocks at her. Well, if according to you, Jesus, he should be the first one who carry a rock and he throw a rock at that woman. Jesus did not do that, and not only this, he forgave her. So obviously this donkey, he do not know and did not understand what Jesus is about. He think Jesus is just a pizza delivery guy who carry the books in top of his back. The Messiah is the person who came with the authority. He is not a transporter. There's a movie, it's called Transporter. You better watch it. There's some blonde women there. Maybe that will enhance your understanding. Jesus is a person who is speaking with authority. This is why he forgives sin. And this is why he said to them, if one of you do not have a sin, cast your stone. But the law is so clear. This woman, she is a prostitute, obviously. She should be stoned. So how come Jesus did not do what the Jews did? Obviously, in the way you see it, maybe you will not see it, Jesus is not following the law no more. For he did not cast a stone. He did not judge her. In the top of that, he forgave her. And this is all have nothing to do with the practice with the Jews, period. Zero. The Jews will stone her, the Jews will kill her, the Jews will spit on her, the Jews will insult her, the Jews will judge her, the Jews will torture her. Jesus did not do any of this. So obviously, according to you, Jesus is a bad person too. Oh, I understand. He lived as a donkey. He never came back as a horse. This is why he can't understand who is Jesus still. And yet he think by making a statement about the wilderness, like, wow, the wilderness, we will not be able to answer because we are Christian, we are stupid. We believe in the rapture. Ooh, my horse here. Huh? My advice for people, especially those kind of people, is to listen carefully to what Jesus said. Unless your righteousness suppresses that of the Pharisees and the teachers of the law, you will certainly not enter the kingdom of heaven. Those people, they are following the law blindly, but they are dead and they have no righteousness. They are Pharisees. They are murderers. They are criminals. They are hypocrites. You have heard that it was said to the people long time ago, you shall not murder, and anyone who murder will be subject to judgment. But I tell you that anyone who is angry with his brother or sister will be subject to judgment. Jesus here is even more strict. You cannot even be angry with your brother. So not only he reject the murder, he add to it, which means the murder is a bad crime and you should be judged for the murder, but even being angry with your brother, for me it's a crime. And for sure, here Jesus is speaking about what? Your brother in Christ, the one who worshiped the Messiah, and the one who followed the true God, not like this person, the one who called himself Uncle Truth. I call him Uncle Devil. So those people simply, they work hard to insult you, to call you names because they think they know. The Pharisees, you know, they think they know. You are no one. You are dirty. You are unclean. They have the spirit of showing off. They have actually some of them, many of them, they have those people. They have kind of fascism, that we are good, everyone else is bad. I am a Pharisee. Even for the Jews, by the way, they discriminate their own people. The Pharisees, they are fascist even against their own people. And I'm using this word because look at them. When Jesus, he speak to a sinner, they look at Jesus down. They are fascists. They think they are the best and everyone else is disgusting. When Jesus, he speaks to the sinner, he's a bad person. How you do that? You should be like us. You should be a Pharisee. Because obviously they think the one who God loves is only the Pharisees. The same as this guy who called himself Uncle Mickey Mouse. You know, Jesus said it clearly in Matthew 9, verse number 13, "For I have not come to call the righteous, but the sinner." So if this person who call himself Uncle Truth, he have a little brain, he should know that the Messiah, actually, he love us more than the Pharisees who think they are the good ones. For the Messiah said it clearly, I came for the sinners, and all of us, we are sinners. And anyone he think he is not, maybe this guy he think he is the angel of God, he is not a sinner. All of us, we are sinners, and all of us, we need the Messiah. The Pharisee, they think they are not in need of anyone. They think they are God. But the fact Jesus is for everybody, starting with the sinners, and that means everybody actually. Who is the one in this earth is not a sinner? Who is the one? Who? No one. The Bible is so clear that every man is a sinner. But yet, a person like this donkey will not understand. I don't know, we can show you tons of stories about that, you know. If we continue reading, the grace doctrine is a sin pass, and it turned Jesus into sin cleaning machine. Well, this is your understanding because you are a donkey. Jesus said, not everyone say to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of my Father, but the one who do his will. So we don't have sin pass in Christianity, but a donkey like you, he think this way. The Bible is so clear about sin. Even the Bible describes gambler, adulterer, blah blah, etc. Long list. Those people, they will not enter the kingdom. They have no place there unless they repent and they seek God for forgiveness. What are you talking about, you liar? What pass in sin? You see how liar they are? They are full of poison and full of hate. They are trying to make Jesus as somebody. Look what he's called Jesus. He is a sin cleaning machine. You know, when a Christian, they say Jesus died for our sin, does not mean that our sin is gone, and doesn't mean that we are allowed to do more sin. Only donkeys like you think this way. Actually, Muslims, they do the same. They think that we Christians, we believe in that because they are like you. The fact it's so clear that a Christian is the one who fight his sin and temptation, and he follow God. And Jesus, he said, be holy like your Father. He didn't say be sinner and don't worry. Only false people like you, they will come with a conclusion like this. For you are following the devil and trying to fabricate things about Christianity which does not exist. Jesus never allowed us and never said to us, even when he speak to that woman who was doing adultery, what he said to her, me, myself, I don't judge you, but don't do it again. He did not give her a pass for sin. If she do it again, then she will be judged. When you follow Jesus, your first mission is to fight your sin, but doesn't mean that you are angel, doesn't mean you are God. But your mission is to fight the sin. And if I want to ask this guy, are you saying you are not a sinner and you will go to heaven? Oh, he will say to me, I follow the law. So he is a sinner, he will go to heaven because he followed the law. You are the one who believe in a pass for the sin, not me. Because you idiot, you think if you follow the law, it means you are not a sinner. Who said so? Jesus said, if you wish a woman in your eyes, you commit sin. If you wish, just wish. You did not touch. If you wish the property, if your friend or somebody to be yours, you commit sin. You did not break the law. There is no way in the law, it says, in the Old Testament, it says if you wish to have the money of somebody, you are committing sin. It doesn't say that. Jesus said that. Those liars, they come with the fabrication, have nothing to do with our teaching, have nothing to do with our Bible, have nothing to do with us. Because simply, they are trying, their job is to deceive you. If you go to John, First John chapter 1 verse number 8. If we say that we have no sin, we are deceiving ourselves, and the truth is not in us. And those are the best to follow the law. They are following the law, and they are practicing the best they can. The one is speaking there is not like me and you. Still he is saying, if we say that we have no sin, we are deceiving ourselves, and the truth is not in us. So only dumb people like you think that you are not sinner, and you think you are clean of your sin. You are the one who believe in a pass of sin, not us. We understand our nature, so we admit that we have sin and we sin and we are sinners. In the same time, we understand the order of our Lord to be holy like the Father, and we fight our sin. No one who is born of God practice sin. This is 1 John verse number 3:9. The word practice mean here, it's mean he make it as a daily lifestyle, something he enjoy. So no one who is born of God practice sin because his seed abides in him, and he cannot sin because he is born of God. So the Bible is simply, in a clear way, saying to us, don't go for sin. In the same time, for God, he understands the nature of man. We have the nature of a sinner. This is why we are not in heaven. He asks us to work in a project. It's called Be Holy Like Your Father. I hope I did answer this fool. Like in here he's saying, the same logic can be applied to the grace doctrine. Because you are not under the law, then what is Jesus coming to do? What coming to do? What a donkey. What a donkey. You know, I want to grow some donkeys in my yard, but the city is not allowing me. Jesus did not come to practice the law, you idiot. If Jesus, he come to practice the law, he will not say it been said to you, but I say to you. Jesus is above the law. He is not under the law. He is the one who made the law. Before Abraham I am. And the law is made for the man, not the man made for the law. But again, how a donkey will understand? It's impossible. By the way, God did not create you as a donkey, but you decide to be one. And the funny, that those who speak about the law, they break the law. And the law does not belong to them. Are you from the seeds of Abraham? Are you? Abraham is an Aramaic man. He is from Iraq. He is a white man. How the white Aramaic man, his son, became a black man? Those are racist group, by the way. They try even to make anyone will go to heaven is a black. Same as those white racists who think all black people are evil. Those who live in those racism, they are mental. They have a mental issue. Those, they don't belong to mankind, actually. They belong to the zoo. If you are a white racist or a black racist, you belong to the zoo. You don't belong to mankind. We are mankind. There's no black, there's no white, there's no yellow. Color does not matter. You see, they say black life matter, white life matter. This is racist statement. It is human life matter. So some, they try to make their God a black person. Some, they want to make their God white person. Some, they want to make their God yellow person. The Messiah is for everybody. And obviously, people like this man, Uncle Truth, he hate the Messiah. And he hate the Christians. And he is full of hate. This is why he is saying to us, look, Christians of this world is even worse than dirty Islam. Let me tell you something. I do not know what your religion is, but I think the dirty of this world is better than your cleaning. I don't want to be clean like you. If it clean is you, I don't want to be like you. You are a liar, you are a fabricator, and you have no dignity. And everything you said in those statements is nothing but a lie. We have only one Bible, so everyone has to have one understanding unless they come with another Jesus. That is a very stupid statement too. Because if every human being in this world have one understanding, that means we are copy-paste viruses. That's impossible. If I give you a map right now to show you direction, you might choose different direction. You might see the map better than me. You might find a shortcut. So this donkey, he think that the reason we don't have the same understanding, that's because we have different Jesus. That's very naive and very stupid. Every human being is made differently, created differently, and he understands differently, based in his IQ, based in his education, based in his spiritual, maybe God helped him to understand more than me. So there's many reasons. So when a stupid man, he said to you, all of us, we should have one understanding, that is because you are a fool. I can be a Christian and my brother who believe in the same thing I believe in, we can understand the verse in a different way for our benefit. Why? Because God, he wants us to see things upon our needs. As an example, when I read the story about that sinner woman who the Jews want to stone her, that story can present something in my life today. Even though it's about something happened 2,000 years ago. For God, his book is eternal and not about a moment or a person. It's about us. And you will find every verse in the Bible speak about certain time in your life, even though it's speaking about someone was exist 2,000 years ago. You will find yourself living the same thing today. So based on what I live, I understand. And as long as I understand the good of it, I am in the right track. But obviously, you don't see the good of it because you are an evil person in your heart. I hope, guys, I did answer this man and we give him some spanking. And I think Jesus came to fulfill the law and all the law, since Jesus said the law. And there is many law. The whole Old Testament is the law. This is a law worshipper. He is not worshiping God. And I believe we answer you about the law. And I think we have enough time to spend with donkeys. With this, I say, Christ is Lord, and Lord have mercy in the donkeys. Thank you.